Hey everybody, welcome to the Marius Hate Club podcast, the podcast where we talk about how Marius is the worst and we hate him, how he's the worst human being on the fucking planet, the
What?
worst, the most awful protagonist of anything in history, including movies where villains are protagonists. That stupid, smug motherfucker. Fuck that guy. Welcome to the Marius Hate Club podcast, everybody.
Alright, I'ma head out. I'm not a part of this. He's so cute.
How dare he?
I don't know
Okay,
how you
he's
hit the
a
nail
he's
on the head to frustrate her in the first 9 minutes.
Listen, it's not my fault that Marius is a terrible human being who should
She
atone for
already
his
wants to go
sins.
home. What did you do? That's got to be a new record. That's got to be for disappointing a woman.
Listen, I say what I feel. Eponine deserved better. How dare he do her like that? Fuck that guy.
I guess, but I don't know. He's still hot, so that doesn't change it.
You know, yeah, I understand.
He also
That's what Eponine thought, and and then she died in the arms of a man who then started pursuing another love interest 5 minutes later.
well, they were just friends.
Yeah, but there's something about like your friend kind of confessing her love for you in your arms as she dies, and then like literally minutes later, you're like, "Hey kid, can you help me find my new girlfriend?"
Well, that was love at first sight. I don't know. I mean, I know the girl Cosette, she was like mistreated her whole childhood, and Eponine got everything, so it's kind of payback.
That's fair. Yeah, I suppose it's some sort of cosmic payback, but it's not like it's little 11-year-old Eponine's fault that Cosette's getting fucked over.
Yeah. What do you think?
And she immediately accepts it when they fall in love to some degree. She doesn't like get pissed and try to get revenge on fucking Cosette. She's like, well, I guess he wasn't mine to begin with. She steals the note, but like
Yeah.
that was an emotional response.
Yeah. That's fair.
You asked me what I thought. I'm just sitting here astounded that Riely actually found time to watch it.
I know. It's a long one.
I'm just surprised you
I
actually
love
watched it. All right.
musicals. This is the whole reason we started doing this musical bit. Musicals are my favorite.
Welcome to Detour Ahead, everybody. The only podcast where we are only going to talk about musicals for the next 6 weeks or however long it takes. We're back after double hurricanes, power outages, bad recordings.
Yeah, well, we had two hurricanes hit me in a row. My laptop broke. We had a shitty botched recording. We've
I
been off
still
the air
have
for
that, by
about a
the way.
month now, I think.
I still have that recording. I
Yeah,
didn't get rid of it.
so someday the lost media might be unearthed of that time we did a very terrible podcast.
I'll just put it out next week.
No, no, no.
99.5.
It's episode 101. We got to have Brad the Bad 101 at episode 101,
Is
which I
that the
think is the
plan for next
plan.
week?
I believe so, yeah.
Can we get him to watch
He won't. He's not into Batman. We're taking a week off, and then we'll do Holy Musical Batman the next
Okay, I
week.
wanted to make sure you didn't forget. That's the one that we picked 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna do Holy Musical Batman for 102.
That's our next musical that we're doing.
I've never seen it.
It's okay. I don't know if you'd like it.
Probably not.
You chose it, and we're telling me it was amazing, and now you're turning to your sister like it's okay.
Because
You
she
know.
has different taste. I've known her for 23 years. 22.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, 22.
22, yeah.
I spent a year in Russia, so. So did you, didn't you?
Yeah.
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 Russia.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Welcome to Detour Ahead, folks. Episode 100. We did it. 3 whole digits in the episode title. Last time we will ever gain a new digit, unless we're doing this podcast when we're like 40.
For 1,000. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
52 weeks in a year, so let's average it at 50. 50 is that 200?
Don't don't look at me.
I don't know. I can't do math right now. Anyway, you average 100
Quick, we need
episodes.
some girl math. Hit us with it.
Anyway, episode 100. We got a special guest. It's my sister. Say hi.
Hi.
My sister's
Hello,
here.
welcome to the program.
We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things.
Whole bunch of things. I'm very I was very interested when I heard this might happen to meet somebody who knew you when you were so young. At a time that I couldn't have possibly known you and knows all of the silly shenanigans that may have occurred during that time.
By the way, I would like to just point out, just so you can forgive him for his arrogance, he is a baby. He's only 21. He's Meredith's age. He's a baby. So
Okay.
all his stupidity, he's not as old as us, so it's okay.
Okay. What about your stupidity? What's what's your excuse with that?
Blame the other mom and dad for that one.
The what? The other mom and dad?
I'm adopted.
Yeah.
I was making a joke.
You're adopted?
Yeah, it was genetic.
You're adopted?
Yeah. Why? Don't we
Oh
look alike?
shit.
Yeah, we look alike, obviously.
Yeah. I thought you guys were twins, honestly.
You're not gonna question her being Asian at all.
I didn't think to question it.
You're not gonna question that my sister.
I almost made a joke about it when we were
talking.
talking about math, but I figured it would be
I
distasteful.
know. I was thinking about that too. I get it a lot.
Don't worry. Our neighbor growing up told dad that you weren't his.
I thought it was his patient.
No, it was our neighbor.
Oh, it was.
Dude,
the
I don't know how to
neighbor.
tell you this. Dude, I figured something out. You're not gonna like it.
Yeah, growing up, we had a neighbor who told my dad that Olivia wasn't his, or maybe it was the other way around. But like,
I think your wife fucked an Asian man.
He-
Dude, this is bad.
this is 18 plus, by the way. If you want to swear, go ahead. I forgot to tell you about that.
Fuck.
Whoa.
Like that iCarly one. Do you
Shut
understand
the
swear words?
podcast down. That's too
Fuck,
much.
I don't know.
No fucking swearing, okay? Come on.
It's a Christian podcast. We're here to talk about our Lord and Savior.
We're here to spread the gospel. That he who does something, blah blah blah, Lord, you get it. God, pretty
Wow,
cool
you
guy.
fumbled the fuck out of that.
I don't remember prayers and scriptures and shit. I haven't been to church since I was like 12.
That's all right. I don't think we've been to church in a while.
No, but for Father's Day, you wanted me to come up to
Because that's all he wanted for Christmas.
It's for Father's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he never said that.
That's what he told me.
Didn't tell me I don't have to go.
You're exempt.
Gotten out of it, yes.
You weren't explicitly told. I get it. All right, you want to jump into the musical?
Sure. We watched Les Mis today, a
Les
film that
Miserables?
of Les Miserables, yes. A film that I've heard mixed things about. I've heard people say they like it. Apparently, Olivia's a huge fan. I've also heard a lot of people say it's bad, which is why when we were gonna cover it, I was like, "Are you sure she doesn't mean like a certain stage version?" Because I had heard bad things about this movie. But I watched it and I had a good time with it. I will say.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I heard a lot of bad things about it, probably more bad than good. But I thoroughly enjoyed the musical for it being my first time watching it.
I think maybe my main like criticism and one that I heard a lot going into is like I heard a lot of negative things said about Hugh Jackman's performance, and I'm of two minds on that. I think his acting was top notch. His singing voice was good, but like you probably could have found someone better. That would be my take on Hugh Jackman's portrayal of Jean Valjean. Is you could have found a little bit of a better singer. I suppose he gets the job done, but you know.
I think he fit the. I think he fit the role relatively well.
He did, and I think his, like I said, his acting, like, and his like emotions and the portrayal of the character itself was really top notch. It's just that sometimes his singing voice didn't quite hit like it should be hitting.
I mean, this is from 2012, so I wasn't. I'm pretty sure this is his first singing movie.
I'd have to assume. Oh yeah,
Because
he did
came
Greatest Showman
after
as
that.
well, right?
Yeah, Greatest Showman
Yeah.
came after that, and he was much better there. You saw Greatest Showman, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What'd you think?
I liked it a lot.
Well, not the movie, of Hugh Jackman and his singing.
I liked his singing in Les Mis, and I liked it in Greatest Showman. So
Taking the neutral path, understood.
yeah, I heard
It's
a
not
lot.
bad. He just could have had more power behind it. Like I'll give big props to the guy who played Javier, however you pronounce that shit. He was really good, extremely powerful.
Javier.
I heard that people hate his
It was
singing.
Javier. It was like a weird pronunciation of Javier. I
Javert.
don't think
Javert.
Javert. Yeah, okay, Javert. Yeah. His singing voice was really powerful. His performance in general was really powerful. He was, but I guess that kind of spoils wrap up question. Sorry, but Javert is extremely powerful. Probably one of the most competently performed roles in the movie, if not the most.
No, he got a lot of complaints for that. Like people think that his singing was really bad. Apparently he started
Really?
yeah. Yeah.
I thought he was amazing.
That's what I thought too.
I didn't think he was too bad. I liked him as a character too.
I know. I felt bad for him at the end.
Just very misguided.
You could have came to the light, bro. Jean Valjean's cool, actually. Just fucking get it through your head. My God.
Are we like doing spoilers?
This movie's from 2012. As long as we're
Yeah. That's what spoilers ahead, folks. If you haven't seen Les Mis, watch it and then come back.
you haven't had
I
the
think it's a
12 years to
recommend
watch
all the
it.
way around.
I
So
mean,
go watch.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the spoiler warning rule applies to like for the first year a movie's out, not the first 12.
No, I think the internet has kind of come to be like you're not allowed to spoil anything ever, or you're an asshole. I don't know if I agree with that, but that kind of seems to be what a lot of culture is leaning toward. Like, oh, I can't believe you just spoiled The Matrix from 1985. What the fuck?
I mean, we're just talking about characters right now.
You just spoil fucking Alien for me? I can't believe this.
It's not like we're saying what happens at the end of the movie.
But we will say that, folks. Fair warning.
Yeah, but we're not doing it now. We already announced we're talking about Les Mis. If you haven't seen it and you don't want to hear us spoil, you can skip to the end of the show. I don't know.
And get out of here. All right, 3, 2, 1. Javert kills himself. How do we feel about it?
You know what? Okay, I wasn't gonna jump this far ahead this soon, but
That was more for shock value. We can wind it back if you want.
let's wind it back for a little bit. We'll come back to that. Okay? Because I have some thoughts about that.
There's a lot of sad death in this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody else dies too.
Not everybody.
The saddest death in this movie. Let's go around the horn. What do you guys think the saddest death in the film was?
This is the one person I can't remember his name, but the guy with the red hair who got shot and like fell out the window.
The like big resistance leader guy.
Yeah, I cried.
His name was really weird. It's hard to
Yeah.
maintain, but yeah, that guy was pretty cool. And his death was sad.
Yeah.
I think I made my answer obvious at the beginning. I think it's Eponine for me personally.
Wow, I'm surprised we all have different ones. Mine's the like really passionate kid who walked past the barricade.
Gavroche.
Honestly, that kid was great. That's
I
a
loved
close.
him.
That's
He
probably
had
a close
great,
second.
He had a great.
He was
voice,
really good the whole
great
time,
actor.
and his death is really sad.
He got shot like 3 times and kept going.
Yeah, what a little fighter.
I definitely started tearing up on that part. I'm just like, oh, but he's so good. Don't kill him. He didn't do anything wrong.
I actually didn't tear up for Gavroche. I got like sad, but like it's hard to get me to tear up. 'Cause I've only ever cried once. Tears have only ever left my eyes once, and that did not change this time. But I did
Hold on,
tear
hold on.
up.
Once.
Yeah, it was literally. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so embarrassing. I just was in a weird mood that day, I guess. But
Water has only fallen from
fuck
your
it.
eyes a single time in the 21 years you've been here.
No. As a result of a film or TV show.
Okay, well you gotta clarify because
Yeah, as a
I have an
result of
entire
media.
story of you
Media.
crying at a bar.
Is, yeah, media has only made me cry
It's on
once.
TikTok,
I've
by the way.
cried before.
TikTok.
Yeah, it's on my
What?
TikTok.
A video of him crying at a bar?
No, of his story of him.
That is
how,
me
how he cried
recounting
at
the
a bar.
tale.
Yeah,
Oh,
it should be the most recent one. But
Shit, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I teared up when Epidine died, and I also teared up when Jean Valjean died at the end.
yeah. I don't know what he died of. Alex thinks
Just like
it's
old.
yeah.
He
I
died of
think
old.
people didn't live that long back then.
I thought it was because he was crawling around in the sewers.
Yeah, but so was everybody else. That one weird guy, the
Oh, Sacha Baron Cohen.
sure.
Holy shit, he was in this movie. He was the guy.
He was the guy. He was the landlord.
Somehow I didn't realize that was Sacha Baron Cohen. Now it all makes sense.
I noticed that almost immediately.
I'm only used to seeing Sacha Baron Cohen in the context of Borat. Hard for me to recognize him when he's not in full Borat gear.
Oh.
Or what movie? The Dictator.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's good.
Okay.
When those came out, I
I
wasn't
mean,
allowed to watch
Borat was great.
rated
So.
R. So mom and dad wouldn't let me watch it.
Mom and Dad wouldn't let us watch Ed, Ed and Eddie when we were kids. Do you
I was
remember
allowed
that?
to. It's weird. It was like a pretty big shift to where I was not. When I was a young kid, I literally wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob. That was a line that my mother drew. And then by like 12, I was watching R-rated movies all the time.
There was a SpongeBob ban at some point because they were saying stupid and Mom didn't like that.
Bad word, rude word. My dad tried to get me to stop watching Drake and Josh.
He's obsessed with Drake and Josh.
Yeah, dad loves that. Oh, I was gonna say dad loves that too.
Dad like well, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. He loved that. He loved that and Dance Moms. Those are his.
Dad's
I
all
also
over
watched
that.
that as a kid. It's weird that your dad has the same taste that I had when I was 9.
Next episode, Gary. Yeah.
Huh?
Next episode, Gary's coming.
No.
What?
No, I'm not bringing him on yet.
What about if Gary goes to a convention with you?
That's true. He doesn't want to take me to a convention.
He said he'll dress up.
I know he did.
Wait, is
One of-
Gary your dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should get him on for a Father's Day episode. That'd be pretty good. The week of Father's
we'll
Day.
see about that. Get your mom on the show.
Okay. No.
Oh, okay. See, so now the scale is tipped in my favor.
I mean, you can
I
do
don't
whatever
have to
you
bring
want.
my dad
I'm not gonna.
on because you won't bring your mom on.
It's true. That's fair.
You should have mom and dad come, and then
No.
they just fight for an hour.
I'll just do like a candid camera at the house, like mom does sometimes.
Alex's parents fight, and Alex sits there quietly and awkwardly. That's the episode of the podcast. That sounds entertaining.
No, I'm gonna sit there and laugh because their arguments are funny and hilarious, and it's
Yeah.
probably my fault. I like to antagonize.
Oh yeah.
I think you destabilized the relationship, Alex. I think it was you.
It was both of us, actually.
Okay.
I don't want to take all the credit.
Okay, it was me for the first
The Terror
one.
Twins.
Yeah. And then her sister was like perfect,
Golden child.
straight A's, everything right.
Yep. I don't think she'll ever come on the show.
Oh, Definitely not.
No, I'm surprised you came on the show.
Me too.
I bribed her with alcohol and Les Mis. That's how I got her on the show.
Fair enough. Good combo, I would say.
All right. What other questions do you have about Les Mis? What
I'm
else?
surprised that I was going to mention this, and then we got off into a tangent. We were talking about the Soar potentially killing Jean Valjean. I'm surprised that didn't do anything to Marius, who had a bunch of open fucking wounds
He
when
took
he
him
was
to the
covered in
doctor. The
fucking
doctor fixed
Soar shit.
everything. The doctor fixed him
That's
up,
fair.
though.
How good of a doctor to like completely cure you of any possible complications that come from fucking sewage shit getting in your bullet holes? Like,
I don't know.
But also that
Magic.
that innkeeper was down there too.
Yeah,
Randomly.
but he's already dirty.
Yeah, but
yeah,
still.
that didn't do anything to him. Broke
He's
even.
already dirty. He probably goes down there all the time.
Are you telling me that
I will say.
what?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was
You
gonna
first.
say, I would say that it's shocking that Jean Valjean survived 19 years of prison and then died from a sewer. You know?
Yeah, I don't think that was it. I think he just died of old, like classic.
He
He
just
was
died
like
of an old.
50. Yeah, he was like 50. That was like death time in that time.
They celebrated his birthday the year prior, and he's like, "Shit, I'm gonna fucking die this year. God damn it!
Yeah, it's over.
Time to run away. Time to run away from my little foster child, my adopted daughter, and just go and die in a monastery."
I will say I mentioned this to you in DMs, Alex, but I had forgotten of my previous interactions with this film, or with this I guess property, really, not the film itself. And this film fucking awakened core memories. I don't remember what year it was, or if we performed it on stage, or if it was just like an in classroom activity. But I remember we did like a Les Mis medley in choir class. So there were a couple of songs in this movie that like fucking my brain just started flashing at me. It's like, holy shit, I know this. I sang this.
Oh, there's something else I forgot to tell you. Riely is a big homosexual. He's gay.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
forgot to tell
correct.
you that.
I'm just the gayest straight
Aren't-
person on the planet.
Aren't you a homosexual as well?
Yeah, but I'm not a closet. I'm not a closet.
Okay.
I'm the size of a closet, so. Oh,
What's
I'm
going on?
back. There she is.
Okay, we're all good.
There we are.
We're fine. My computer decided to do a random thing where everything got disconnected for a second, even though none of the cords are getting fucked right now.
But yeah, I heard the first song. Even we did the reprise of Look Down specifically. I ended up figuring out, but I heard Look Down the first song. I'm like, this sounds eerily familiar, but it didn't quite click. And then I heard At the End of the Day, and it was like I was fucking going back in time. I was like, I know this song. I remember this.
What other ones
That was
out
an
bad?
interesting nostalgic experience. I finally watched it. I remember since then it's like, oh, I've heard this musical's really good. I should watch it. And I just like never got around to it for my entire existence until today. Big episode 100 of Detour Ahead finally pushed me in there. It was pretty good. I was a big fan of this movie. I feel like I've been understating that. I fucking loved this shit.
It was great. I'm glad both of us decided to play Mario Party till 1 a.m. instead of watch the musical last night.
Yeah, if we had watched it like late at night while we were fucking like tired and annoyed, it probably would have not been good.
While we were tired and annoyed,
Okay, we were tired. I was annoyed.
you were annoyed. Correct. You were
Okay.
probably annoyed the whole night because I did win the last two.
You won. Well, I guess Penguin won, but I never did anything close to winning. So
Yeah, you're kind of bad at it. Yeah, you're kind of bad at Mario Party. It's all right.
I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna become the Mario Party master.
cue the Rocky music and put a 80s music
And it's
with
just
the
me.
training
It's just me
montage.
playing Domination over and over, fucking smashing that A button.
You got close. You gotta train all the other ones though.
That's
You
true.
gotta train all. You gotta go do all the mini games and get real good at them. But even if
And
you
become
train with the
the.
mini games, it's not gonna help you rolling ones 4 times in a row.
My rolls were fucking horrific. It was bad.
Yeah, kind of rough on your end.
I've never been a good dice roll guy. Whenever I've done tabletop RPGs too. I always fuck my rolls just constantly.
If you
Dice don't like me.
if you throw Justin into that, my boyfriend Nick will lose every time. Every time.
Our boyfriend has beaten me in every single game we've played, no matter what it is.
That's hilarious.
Bro, literally. Hold on, I gotta have the mic for a second. Bro, literally.
All right, yeah, this is Alex corner now.
Okay. Bro literally picked up Mario Golf, the one you and I played, for the first time. I could not beat him at all. He won every single game that entire weekend. Every single fucking game he won.
Didn't go very well for you.
Never touched the game prior to that too, right? Yeah. So, we're gonna play Mario Party later, though, right?
Yeah, but what about our Minecraft world?
I want to play Mario Party. We can play Minecraft if you want, but
We only have 2 people. Is that a party?
I play with Penguin all the time with 2.
Okay.
Hey,
Can you do
can you do local co-op and also go online against other people?
I don't know, actually. I'm not sure about that. History says that local and online don't mix
I know
at
you can do
all.
that on. No, you can do that on Smash. So I know that it's possible.
Local and online are like the blacks and the whites in the 50s. They just don't mix.
Listen, the Smash made it happen. I'm pretty sure you could do it in Mario Kart. I think Nintendo are kind of
You're allowed to laugh.
the
You're
people who
so
do it.
proud of that joke.
It's a funny joke.
She's gonna be in a job interview in years in the future, and they're gonna play this clip for her and be like, "Is this you laughing at this racist, terrible joke that's been made? Is that you?" It's like, you can't prove I was
I
laughing. I was
completely
covering my
forgot
mouth.
to
I mean, she was covering her mouth. I mean,
I'll laugh at my own jokes because nobody else will.
Yeah.
Shut up. Dad laughs at my jokes sometimes.
No, he doesn't.
I laugh at his jokes. He's supposed to laugh at my jokes. That's how that interchange works.
He just looks
I
like
laugh
me.
at Alex's joke. Alex's is funny. Is funny on occasion. There's some fumbles, but there's some goals as well.
She just gets a lot of concerned looks from my parents and like
Everybody.
everybody. We all just look at each other like,
I just
Yeah,
don't
you
make
know,
jokes in
there's
front
been
of
some
Mare,
concerned
but,
looks.
you know, my jokes aren't appropriate for in Mayor's eyes.
Yeah.
All right, Les Mis.
Les Mis. What else do we want to discuss from this film? I mean,
Did you have a
we
favorite
go
character?
through like we say that stuff for the end. Come on now, we gotta get some more discussion, and we haven't even talked about how there's like 3 whole different fucking eras of shit going on in this fucking movie. We time skip 2 times.
Oh shit, that's right. I want to talk about how they cast a huge name like Anne Hathaway as
He killed her off in the first act.
as the prostitute whore that lasted 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision.
The other all the other women have like real good makeup to make them look dirty and poor, and then she's over there looking like not, I don't want to say perfect, but like clean, and I'm like, I don't know about this little decision you guys have made here. I know she's supposed to look like better than everybody else, and that's why they all get mad at her at close to the end there. But
Yeah,
they didn't.
they had to cast a hot chick to drive the point home. It's an interesting, and it's I mean, like the bigger the actor, probably the less time they have to film. So if you have a smaller role that's significant but doesn't take a lot of time, that's probably your best opportunity to be like, what's this insane A-list celebrity doing? And you might get them.
That makes sense.
But yeah, that her whole story was interesting. It was also it's weird that John like dies like is he like in love with her for some reason based on the two times they've met? It's weird that she's like the last vision he sees as he passes.
I think it's more so of like he has a connection with her because he raised her daughter for her.
Yeah, like obviously he has a that connection. That makes sense, but it's just weird. Like it's Cosette that he loves. It's weird that she's the last thing he fucking sees. That Nadine
Yeah,
is.
That's a good point.
that is interesting to bring up. I don't know why.
I think he felt a lot of guilt because he like turned away when she was getting thrown out of that. I don't know what you would call it.
Oh yeah, maybe his kind of he was kind of seeking forgiveness from her spirit in some capacity because he kind of feels responsible. That could be an angle.
Yeah.
Which I mean, he kind of is responsible. I was surprised he didn't do anything at that moment.
Yeah.
It was because he was afraid of Javert, I suppose. He didn't
Yeah.
want to get too close.
Yeah.
Oh, we're building it up. Here we go.
Do you have too much plugged into one outlet?
Is that a problem?
Yeah.
Yes.
Switch TV, all three monitors, and the computer are plugged.
All in one power strip plugged into the same monitor or plugged into the same
Everything
outlet.
on the desk is plugged into one power strip, which runs over to there, and then there's. Holy shit!
Yeah, no.
The only one with
Maybe.
a college degree figured this shit out, Riely.
Just kind of common sense.
It's not really common sense because I have that.
Mm.
The questionable at best.
I almost finished high school with honors, so excuse me. I also have a year of college under my belt over you, mister.
That's true. You did go to college longer than me, but you know, nobody can call me a college dropout is the one advantage that I have tactically due to that.
I'm making more money than people with college degrees, so excuse me, mister.
Well,
Mr. Florida man.
excuse me.
Mr. Florida
I
man.
know. Big Florida man doing big Florida things.
What were we talking about?
Something about Jean Valjean or something.
Oh,
You know,
right.
May Lizrob. Did I say May Lizrob? Oops.
Les Miserables. Yeah, anytime excuse me. Anytime those two cross paths, what's his name? Javert goes, "I'ma fucking kill you, dude. You've avoided me for X amount of time. Your time is up, and I'm gonna shoot you. You're mine now." And then Jean is like, No. I got some business I gotta take care of. Let me take care of this, and I'm all yours. Trust me." And then he runs away. He does this at least twice in the movie.
He does this fucking every time. Like it almost makes sense that Javert won't accept that he's changed because he keeps fucking lying to him every time they encounter each other.
Yeah. Let's see what else happened in the movie. There was, in my opinion, there was kind of like a random time jump for no reason. Like I know it's for a reason, but like
Because
it
each
felt
act of the
very
story takes place in a different time period. That's just how the thing is structured.
it just felt abrupt.
A lot of movies do that.
Yeah, I'm aware a lot of movies do that. It felt abrupt to me. I don't know.
Alex has these weird little nitpicks about things on occasion that are just always so fascinating. Like it's like something about time being skipped in a movie, something that happens all the time, just really gets to
Well,
me, you
other
know?
movies, modern movies, more recent movies will be like 5 years later. Dot dot dot.
Remember that time in Endgame where suddenly it's fucking 5 years later? Because I
And
do, and
they
I
say
was thrown
it's
off by
fucking five
that.
years later.
Then I learned. They also say that here!
They don't.
It pops up on the screen. It's like, hey, now it's 18 whatever.
Wait, am I a retard? Did it actually pop up?
Yes, it did pop up on the screen.
I was busy cleaning up the apartment while the movie was running. So
Oh my god, you weren't even watching it. Oh my god.
I was cleaning up the bedroom and watching it. I was getting all the dirty clothes out of here.
Okay, fair.
Excuse me.
I'm one of
I
those
have a
purists
guest
where I'm
in my
like, I gotta
space
be
here.
locked in.
By the way,
If I'm
congratulations, you're
gonna
the
speak
second
about a
person in
film.
studio.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I mean third.
third.
I mean there was Rach, there was me, and then there was her.
Oh, you're third. I forgot about Rach.
Oh.
She doesn't listen. It's fine.
She doesn't listen?
No, she didn't listen to the show.
Okay.
I would know if she listened because I complained.
Ah.
Yeah.
About her secret estrogen injection plans.
That was when she was here. Excuse you.
Maybe she's still traveling to do it. You
She's
know, you don't
not.
know. You
Clearly,
never
she's
know.
not.
She gets on a plane every day to inject you with estrogen.
Anyway, let's get back to the musical. I had a question. What was it?
With everybody's, I guess we're kind of just like mixing wrap up questions in with regular conversation. Did we answer favorite character? I feel like we started touching on it, but I don't think we made
No, I asked
declarations.
favorite character, and then you shut me down and
And
said,
I shot it down, but
"Fuck
like, yeah,
you,
we're
stupid ass bitch. We don't
fuck,
talk about that
yeah,
yet. Get with the
yeah,
fucking
fuck you,
program
you
and do it
stupid
right."
idiot. Well, we're kind of getting into wrap up territory at this point anyway, so we'll start
Well, yeah,
answering
because I'm
those
sure you have
questions.
questions for my sister here.
Yeah, I do want to hear some embarrassing stories about your childhood. That's what I'm really here for. But
I knew what I was walking
uh,
into when I brought you here.
Well,
yeah,
just gonna try to think of some.
and keep that in the back of your mind as we're wrapping up Les Mis here. So my favorite character. You see, there's a lot of candidates for this. Part of me just wants to say Eponine, but I know that's my heart being a flutter. That's a misguided decision. She's up there, but
You're just saying
it
that
was
because you're a
probably
hormonal teenager.
so true. My favorite teenage age, 22. So probably honestly, you see, it's between. I feel like at this point I can narrow it down to being between Gavroche is kind of in my brain, and Jean is also in my brain, and oh, between three actually, because Javert also kind of comes to mind. It's a hard call between those three. I gotta make a final decision though, and yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to Gavroche. That was like surprisingly strong child acting. His character like rallied the troops multiple times. He had a great role in the story. I think he was my favorite character. I'll give it to Gavroche.
I'd have to say that my favorite one would have to be Javert. I loved his acting, and his character was probably like it felt like the most developed character throughout the whole movie in terms of like character development, because like we saw him like question everything he's believed multiple times. Everybody else kind of felt like they were on a fixed path throughout the movie, but his path was the only one that was like littered with obstacles.
To be fair, I think like a lot of people, yeah, a lot of people's motivations are pretty steadfast. I'd say the most dynamic like motivation and character development probably came from Jean Valjean and Javert.
Definitely agree there.
They were the ones that went through the most character change.
What about you?
Bro, that priest guy was such a fucking G. Shout out to that guy.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that whole part where
Yeah, that at the very beginning when he gets at. Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that he was in prison for 19 years because
no, we did. We
I
he
mentioned
stole
said
some
that.
bread. Oh, we did. Okay, I might have missed that part, but yeah, he was in prison, and then the whole thing happened, and he went to the church to meet the priest man,
And then he
and then he
stole from him,
stole
gets
stole
caught,
from him.
comes back, gets caught. They bring him back to the monastery church, and the priest is just like, "Yeah, I gave it to him. Actually, you forgot some stuff. Here you go."
Yeah, that was G behavior, and I mean that was the act of kindness that set Jean Valjean onto his path. How the fuck did he become the mayor of a town under a fake alias in 8 years?
He's just
How did he
good at
pull
his
that
job. I
off?
don't know. He's good at deceiving people. He was in jail for 19 years. I'm sure you learned something.
Fucking Willy Wonka looking ass mayor running around, that's secretly a convict.
Do you have a favorite character?
mine is probably Marius.
Mm.
Yeah. I just thought it was cool how like he came from all this wealth and his uncle didn't approve of anything, but he still like stayed true to his beliefs and his friends and um even when he met Cosette, he still went off to battle whatever that was, his rebellion thing. Um
Yeah, I mean, I rag on Marius, and I do still think he did Eponine pretty dirty, but he was a good guy. Him going into battle despite Cosette was a show of nobility. He had a lot of big noble moments. So overall he was a good guy. I was fucking around earlier, but I do think it did poor Eponine.
yeah,
Poor Eponine.
no, I get that, but I don't know. I feel like it was clear that they were just friends and she just didn't take a hint. Just me.
I mean that they really I figured they were in love immediately. Like that first interaction, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is some sort of couple that will become important, and then it becomes apparent quickly that that's not the case.
It's because you're a man. You didn't see that it was one sided immediately.
Well, she never even said anything either. Like,
You could see in
They
like
they
her
just had
eyes
they
and
just
the
had
way she
very like
acts
they were
that she's
bantering in
in
like
love
a
with
kind of
him.
flirtatious manner.
But it was you could tell almost immediately that it was very one sided.
Yeah, it was quick, but like when they first like their first interaction, I was like, okay, so there's something here, and then I quickly realized like, oh, okay, it's only from one side.
I have another question. Because we're talking about fucking musical, what did you have a favorite song? Or like what's your
That
opinion
is
on the
one of the
music in
questions.
general? We could probably like what's
Um,
your opinion on the music in general and favorite song? I'm sure those are tied together, but
I think the music in general is entertaining. The fact that like they're singing damn near the whole movie is an interesting thing for that long of a fucking movie, but it ended up working. I don't know how well it works for some people, but I'm a big musical head, so it works for me. Um, my favorite song. I mean, there's a lot that are good. There's a couple that really like. Do you hear the people sing? Is pretty good. Um, fucking At the End of the Day was good, but I think I have to give it to Master of the House. That's just such like I'm always into like the like fun, silly numbers that are like big and exaggerated and fun, and that's I think it's Master of the House for me.
That's the one song I will just skip through. I'm not a fan of that.
What?
No.
It's just fun. It's just they're having a good time being scumbags. I enjoy it.
I think it's gross. Me personally.
I mean, yeah, there's some gross going on, but like that's kind of the point. And I thought it ended up being fun.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of like exaggerated, silly musical numbers. Those always kind of get me.
Yeah, I get that, but just not a fan. I liked um why do I forget his name? One Day More. When they were like all singing and they were like from different point of views. Like Javert was getting ready, like getting the troops ready, and Marius was like trying to get everybody together, and Javert was, or not Javert, Jean Valjean was doing his own thing like he always is, and
Well, Javert was fucking around on the ledge for the first time, singing one more. Oh no, he was down in that
he was
like
singing
courtyard.
Stars when he was up
He was down in that courtyard.
with the troops.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that might be my favorite, but I know when I was a kid and I first watched this, I like loved it so much. I would go on Spotify and like play the playlist over and over and over again to the point where I was pissing off people in my house. And I would like listen to it in the shower, listen to it when I got out, listen to
I
it.
remember that.
Yeah. It was nonstop, and my like my background screen on my computer was Marius, and then it switched between Marius, Gavroche, and the guy with the red hair. I was obsessed. I would watch the movie, go all the way back to the beginning, and then play it through again.
I told you we brought an expert.
The biggest fan of Les Mis. I can't imagine. Have I ever watched a movie just like twice in a row? I might have done that. No, never in the same day. The closest is like I watched Juno for the first time like one night and I really liked it and I watched it again in the morning after I slept. I guess that's the closest I've come. I've never done it in the same day. Alex, have you ever seen Juno? Good movie. You should
No,
watch
I've
it.
not.
High quality filmmaking. So what I guess we can go to the wait, did you say what your favorite was?
No,
Alex?
no,
Okay.
no.
What's your favorite?
I didn't. I just assumed that I wasn't part of the podcast anymore, so I was just gonna accept it and just
Yeah,
sit back
we
and
kicked you
be
out. It's
quiet.
over. You've been voted off the island.
I've been voted off the show.
Yep.
The one that like really not, I don't want to say like really spoke to me, but like the one that like immediately grabbed me in was Don't Look Up. The very first song that the movie opens with.
That's not a song.
Huh?
That's not
It's
a
Look
song.
Down, not Don't Look Up.
They're singing about the one where they're pulling the ship in with the water.
Look down.
Yeah, they got Look Down, Look Down. It's obviously called Look Down.
Well, fuck off. I've been through a lot and I had a lot to drink.
95% of
Leave
the
me
lyrics are
alone.
Look Down. What do you think it's called?
Anyway, that's the one that immediately was like, you know what? I might actually like this. I might actually enjoy watching this. I have to watch it for the show because Olivia's coming here to talk about it. But that was the song that was like, okay, I actually really want to watch the rest of this now. Like it was that everything else was like I was already grabbed in at the time.
Yeah, it was a good opener. It certainly kind of, gets you.
It's such a
Get you interested in
strong
what's going
opening
on.
song for a movie with bad reviews. in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, this is not a new experience for me, like really loving a movie that got bad reviews. I'm also the biggest Wonka fan on the planet, so also a musical. I think I just like musicals, as it turns out.
Wait, Wonka, the Johnny Depp one?
No, the newest one, the Timothy Chalamet one.
I haven't seen it
It's a
yet.
musical. People didn't like it, but I think it's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece film. I fucking loved Wonka.
I'll have to
It's a
watch it at
musical. We
some
could add
point.
it to the list. If you want to watch Wonka, we can put it on the roster.
Let's work through the roster we have first. We've pulled
Listen, we can talk
one.
about musicals for
We
all
have pulled
time,
one
okay?
musical off our roster, and we have
Yeah,
added
because we've been
3.
getting fucked over lately, okay? Listen. This bit can go on forever. We're not going to talk about musicals every week. We'll have a growing reservoir, and it's a place we can go back to at any time when we need content.
Holy Musical. Oh wait, we can't do Holy Musical Batman next week.
We're doing it the week after.
How did
and
you manage
then
to pull Brad for 101?
That was just a magical circumstance. I think I had him booked for 99, and then shit just fell through.
What?
And
Oh,
then
we had
the
Alex is a little silly 99 episode. That's right.
yeah. We were supposed to have Brad on for 99. That didn't work out. And then I didn't want to have him on for 100 because it would be weird. He's not like he was only on once. He's not like an event guest, I don't think.
This is
So
an
I put
event
him on
guest
for
right
another
here.
week.
The first ever listener of the
Yeah.
show. Probably the only listener of the show, honestly.
The only person to ever listen to Detour Head on the history of the planet.
I guess if you have
Demi
any,
listens.
we're almost an hour in. I think. Do we have any like ending questions for Les Mis?
Well, the last question that I always ask, and the hardest one, gun to your head. You got to make a decision. You got to make a call. Rate the film out of 10. I don't think this will be hard for Olivia. Might be hard for you, Alex. I don't know.
Let's
You
have
got to rate the
Olivia
film
go
out of 10.
first.
10.
Wow, the crazy twist of fate. I had no idea.
Wow, that's surprising. I wasn't expecting a 10. I'd have to say probably are we I don't remember your rating system from Issue Crew movie
0.5s.
reviews.
No weird decimals. 0.5s are whole numbers up to 10.
It's 7. I'd do a 7.5. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but like if someone said, "Hey, let's watch Les Mis," I'd be like, "Okay."
Honestly,
You come seeing the actual musical with me?
I saw you looking that up on your phone earlier.
Yeah, I don't know the next time they're coming to Cleveland, but
What? It's down there. Yeah.
well, yeah, but they'll come back.
If I have to drive down, I'd be down.
Okay.
What about you?
Honestly, I really loved it. I don't think it was a perfect film. I think there are probably a couple little nitpicks that could be given to it. It wasn't like the most amazing thing I've ever seen, but it was extremely good. I would watch it again. I'd probably give it a 9. Not quite perfect 10, but a very good film.
Are you satisfied with that?
I'm very satisfied. I try to make so many people watch it, and they're like, I don't want to watch a film about the French Revolution, but
It's not even like heavily about the French Revolution, though.
no.
Like, I
I mean, kinda.
Yeah,
It gets
but
pretty
it's not
French
like a
Revolution
war
heavy at
movie.
the end.
That's the point. Like, it's not a war It's not a war musical, though.
War was a lot different back then.
War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again, yeah.
He does this almost every week. I don't know why I'm telling you. You know.
Rude.
Anyway, I have to step out for a second, but we're gonna continue. If you have any questions for Olivia here, go ahead.
I'll try my best.
Oh, perfect. Do you have any embarrassing stories that Alex will get upset at you for telling that you can tell while she's gone?
Well,
Okay.
Alex was always kept to himself growing up. She was in her room for like probably all day and only came out for dinner.
One of
And
those kids.
yeah, yeah, so there wasn't much going on. I know she's probably mentioned she got her all of her electronics taken away, like DS, Game Boy, all that fun stuff, DSi, whatever. Taken away probably for the rest of her life.
Wait, what happened? She hasn't told this story. It happens to many a child. I assumed it had to have happened to her at some point, but what is this
Yeah.
specific tale?
My parents still have it in their room. They still have it hidden.
Oh, they still have them?
Yup. Yup. I don't even know. I think it was mostly just school.
Just botch it, screwing the pooch on school too hard.
Yeah, because she went to a private Catholic school that was probably like $10,000 a year, and for her to be like not passing her classes, I think it was just, I don't know. My parents were really bad about school. Like anytime we had a missing assignment, we would have to run 2 miles. They try to enforce that. They really try to enforce that.
I had to play like cat and mouse with my mother about missing assignments. There was one time I felt like fucking James Bond because what I fucking did was we used this app called Schoology that like had all of our assignments. We did all our stuff on computers in my old middle school. We had iPads that we would take home. We would do all our homework on and stuff, and we would submit our assignments on Schoology. And Schoology would have like a list on the side of all the assignments that were missing. So what I did is I knew my mother was going to be looking at it, so I inspect elemented and manually deleted all of the missing assignments, so I could show her the tab and be like, "Look, no missing assignments."
I've done that. I've done that to change the grade, so it said like something higher than I actually got.
I'm too old to have been able to do that
Why?
because I didn't know about Inspect Element back in
Oh,
college.
yeah, that's
Online
true.
grades happened in like late high school for me.
That's true. You don't remember coming home and there would be a sheet of all your grades printed out, and they
remember
would
that,
be
yeah.
highlighted, and mom would leave little notes like a question mark or like where is this or something.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, that was always scary.
It was never at home. When I was coming home from school, it was sorry. It was always a note left with breakfast on the kitchen counter in the mornings before I went and dealt with school. That was mine.
Yeah.
But
I was telling Riely about how
I heard
about the running 2 miles, how dad tried to enforce that for a missing assignment. You had to run 2 miles.
we never had to do that.
We did that once.
Did we actually?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No.
I couldn't do it.
Was that on the treadmill?
No, we went to that track that we would practice for Taekwondo.
I don't remember that at all. I remember the reward system that they tried to get, which
with
was
the poker chips.
oh my god, not the poker chips. It
Oh.
was you get money. For good
Oh no, the poker chips, you say?
You get money for good grades. Do you remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
A's were like $10 or something like that, and I never
Yeah.
got any money because they were all C's and D's.
I know, it was like C's, you have to pay us.
The worst was no electronics after a
You have
certain
to put
time.
$1 in the retard jar if you get a C or below.
Basically.
He's very familiar with that jar. It's got his
yes,
it's got the first year of
fucking
college paid for him.
I think my mother probably could pay off a vehicle with the amount of money in the retard jar at this point.
No, the poker chips was like, we had to do
Don't
something.
be afraid to grab the microphone when you're gonna talk. Not now, but like if it's here and you want to talk, don't be afraid to just grab it.
Why can't I just go like that?
It doesn't fucking matter.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to touch
Okay.
the microphone.
Shut up. The poker chips, we had to like, I don't remember how we got them, from doing chores or something.
I think it was like chores.
Yeah, and then I think we just get a certain amount each week. But like the red one was for like 30 minutes of electronics. The white ones were like for 10 minutes of electronics or something.
And we could only use like 3 a day.
Yeah,
you remember that?
because we would save them all up, and then we would be like, okay, now I can play on my laptop for 2 hours.
And
they're like,
no,
no.
1 hour max.
Are they're very strict about device usage time limits?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't see my phone or like my iPod from Sunday night to Friday, like evening. They took it the whole week.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
Did Dad ever like barge in your room? Probably.
Of course, all the time.
He would barge in your room in the middle of the night and check for electronics in your room.
Not Dad. It was Mom. Mom was the one who dealt with that on my end.
Like one time Dad's like, I'm setting alarms. I am barging in your room at 3 a.m. and if you're not asleep, like.
I remember that. They wouldn't even tell me about it. They just. That's why I got real good at like recognizing why I got good at recognizing like footsteps in the hallway out there.
Oh yeah.
You could hear the footsteps and then you quickly put the DS under your pillow or whatever you were using.
This is why
But you're playing Mario Kart DS, so Mario says bye-bye and you get caught.
Even if I was like perfect, like in my mind, I thought I was perfect every single time. Even to the point where like I'd stick it under the pillow before the door even opened, close my eyes and just like lay there and not move. My mom would literally just walk in, open the door, turn the light and say, "Give it to me now." And like when I was a kid, I'm like, how the hell did you know I had this? I bet she would like look around the house, but after we went to bed.
Oh yeah.
And that's how she knew.
If she didn't see it downstairs, then she knew that we had it.
Yeah.
You know, there was small efforts on occasion to curb it, but overall I was pretty much allowed to use my electronics with reckless abandon. Like
that makes sense.
I had a TV in my room when I was 3. I got a PlayStation 2 when I was 5, and the rest is history.
Olivia still doesn't have a TV in her room at my parents' house.
Well, I did.
I have a TV in my
I had one when
room.
I was 3. It was a little Mickey Mouse TV. It had Mickey Mouse ears on
it. It just needs to get plugged in.
What I was told, it doesn't work.
They just don't want you to have a TV in your room.
I did during COVID. But Dad would just stand there and watch TV with me, and I was watching something stupid, and he'd be like, "What are you watching?"
He does that that's why
I hate that.
Don't watch things there anymore.
Yeah, well, it's like,
dude, that's why I have like a
I'll
phobia
be playing video
now.
games down there, and he's like, "What is this game?" I'm like, "It's called this," and he's like, "This looks dumb." And then he goes upstairs. I'm like, He'll come down, ask me what I'm doing. I'll tell him, and he goes, "Oh, well, that's dumb," and then goes right back upstairs like he's disappointed.
I've developed like almost a phobia. Like I'm like I get like hyper embarrassed. Like now, like I very rarely will watch or play anything in the living room. Whenever I have like a podcast playing on my phone and my mother walks out of her room, I always pause it. Occasionally she'll ask me, I'll be like, I don't know. I just don't want you to. I don't know. I want you to know what I'm doing. Like I just get like embarrassed, and I was fucking watching. I think it was Drake and Josh, ironically, on the TV when my dad visited. He's like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "This has reinforced all of my fears. I'm never gonna watch anything on this living room television again when people are in the house."
Yeah, I definitely get that a lot. We had a very, very, very strict electronics policy growing up.
You know, I guess I wasn't allowed to play video games past my bedtime, I suppose, and I had a bedtime for like way longer than any child should have bedtime. When did a bedtime stop being a thing for you?
Probably like middle school, like 6th grade, maybe.
I think I was like 16 or 17.
Yeah, it was probably like 5th or 6th grade. Where it was probably earlier than that. Honestly, it was probably like 4th grade, maybe. where it was just
it
a
was actively
general, like,
enforced.
it was understood at that age where it was just like, you have school in the morning, you should be in bed by this time. It's not a strict bedtime, but it was more so just, it was enforced for a while to the point where it was just like, okay, go be in your room by a certain time. Whether you stay up and read or whatever won't be enforced as much, but there is a certain time. There was like a certain time you had to be in your room, but like, I don't think it was after like 4th or 5th grade. There was never like, all right, go to your room, it's bedtime, even if it's like super late or whatever. It was just understood that that's what you had to do.
You know, I had like it was pretty early too, and it was at, I think it was 8, and at some point I haggled it up to 9. And that was actively enforced up until I was like 16, when I just like stopped doing it one day. And then a couple days in, mom's like, I never said you don't have a bedtime anymore. And I just kind of looked at her and like, come on, I think we're done with this.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing that was like an adjustment period. Things have gotten better over the years though. As we grew up, rules got like a lot more lenient, especially with Meredith coming around and like growing up and stuff. So it's not hell. I mean, I go over there every single weekend and it's actually enjoyable nowadays. Whereas when I was in high school or even like when I went off to college, I would probably maybe even like just once a month, if that, go and visit mom and dad because I just did not want to be there. But we were talking about, maybe you'll have a better memory than me. Maybe at what point did bedtime stop being a thing?
Sometime in high school, I guess.
High school?
Yeah.
Oh shit, you too?
Yeah.
I thought
Alex was under
like,
the impression it was much earlier.
I thought it was earlier than that. What I was saying was there was a general time that you had to be in your room, but there was no strict everything off, go to bed. Because I remember reading till like 1 a.m.
Well, yeah, I would do that too.
Well, reading's like cheating. Like they can't. If you're reading, they're like seeing that as an absolute win, regardless of what time it is. But anything else, they get upset.
I just remember freshman year of high school, like, I would just carry around my phone case because I wasn't allowed to have my electronics my freshman year.
Just to like look cool for the other students, or
Yeah, just to like look like I had something. Or I would put my like iPod in a phone case so it looked like I had a phone. But
oh damn, that's a good strat.
When did you get your first smartphone?
Oh god, I think it was like 9th or 10th grade. I was a flip phone kid. Like I had a flip phone in middle school.
Both of us
And then
were
I
flip phone
graduated
kids.
to a smartphone in high school.
You remember having a flip phone, right?
I had a slide phone.
It's the same thing.
Slid.
You don't have to be fancy about it. It's the same
Slid.
thing.
I always wanted.
I had a flip phone, and then I downgraded to like not even a flip phone, just one of those like shitty track phones. It's not like, it's not like a typer.
Ones?
It doesn't have like a little typer. It doesn't flip. It's just like a phone.
It's got
just like a tiny little landline phone
that has one button for your parent, for mom, and one button for 911.
As funny as that would be, no, it was a regular phone, but it just like was shitty, and like it didn't have a little keyboard, or it didn't flip. It was just like, it was like a tiny little landline you held in your hand, that had very basic cell phone capabilities.
Did mom say anything about dinner at all? Are they in a rush to get there?
What kind of food you guys getting?
We're gonna get Mexican.
Okay. That's a good family dinner thing. Going to like a nice Mexican place.
Do you have any other questions?
I want to get more stories out of her, but it seems like you were a pretty uninteresting kid based on what I'm gathering.
I was boring. I kept to myself. I didn't really have a whole bunch of friends at like after a certain point.
Did Alex? Okay, so I guess this is a good question. So me and Alex got into some arguments around the time immediately after and during my stay at her apartment over there in Ohio. That
Still
Alex
do.
perhaps that still do that Alex perhaps on occasion partakes in neurosis. Did you ever have any experiences where Alex was being neurotic or something akin to that affected you in some way? Anything particular that really like upset her or like needed to be a certain way that bothered you in any manner?
I can't. I can't think of anything specifically.
Um, what I was gonna say, we didn't get along as kids. We, you know, your typical brother sister bullshit of I would constantly tease her.
Antagonistic.
I was constantly antagonistic. Probably still am, just not as bad. But like it was probably a 24-hour job of antagonizing you and your sister.
We got in some serious fights.
Oh my god, I just
Ooh,
remembered.
tell me about a big fight. What was a good
I
big
don't know
fight?
the biggest fight, maybe you do, but I remember Olivia and I were in the basement and something happened to where we got in an argument. And do you remember what swear word I said?
No, I don't remember this.
I don't know if I said fuck or like shit or one of those two. But mom came down and was like, "What the hell did you just say?" And I'm like panicking. Do you not remember that?
No.
That lives in my brain all the time.
Really?
Every time I hear them swear, I'm just like, "Wow, you yelled at me for nothing."
I have a good story, which I feel really bad about
Ooh,
to
let's
this
hear it.
day. I don't know what the
Okay.
fight
Ooh.
was about. Well, I have a couple things that I thought of. Um, but I remember I don't know what the fight was about and how we got to that point. I just remember, like a dog leash, how it has that metal part that like you attach to the dog.
Yeah,
I smack you in the head with it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Oh
it's like a big
no.
metal like thing that you chain to their collar.
Yeah,
I like took it, whipped it at you, and it smacked you in the head. The
I
metal
don't
part.
remember that at
It was like a
all.
thick metal
Oof.
part.
Oof.
And then you try to like, I thought you were gonna kill me, so I locked myself in mom and dad's room, and you were banging on the doors trying to break it down.
Oh my god, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, I feel so bad about it to this day, but now I don't. Never mind.
Girls are fucking violent, bro. I didn't grow up with a sister. I have a couple sisters, but they're all like older than me and like lived in a different state while I was being raised. I was effectively an only child, even though I had older siblings in other places. But I did have a neighborhood friend who was a girl, and we had something of a brother and sister relationship. We hung out all the time. We bickered much like siblings do. And I I think most of the brutal like being hit with shit stories I have, she was the instigator. Like I remember the funniest one was when she fucking chucked like a metal hairbrush at my leg, and that fucking hurt like shit. But the worst part was not only did this metal hairbrush hit my leg, it bounced off of my leg, hit my Wii U gamepad, which was nearby on the floor, and broke my Wii U gamepad.
The baby. He remembers this from his childhood, and he's talking about a Wii U.
I don't know. Oh, Wii U.
The
Okay.
one that came after the Wii. The one
Yeah.
we
I mean,
never got.
I say childhood. I was like a young. I say childhood. It was like I was 14 or something.
That's
Like
not
not like childhood.
That's not childhood. I'm talking. This was probably when her and I were like single digit age.
What? When we
Just
got into
whipping
a
fucking
fight?
dog leashes
Yeah.
at each other.
No, I think we're older than that.
Were we?
Yeah, I think I was like, it's old enough that I remember it. I was probably like 13 or 14.
Yeah, see,
That
there
would
you
put
go.
me at driving age though. The
Yeah.
pestering stopped when like the pestering was really bad when we were kids. but it wasn't that
And then you
bad when
became
I
a
went off to
resource
high
for
school.
rides.
But it was a point where mom and dad were comfortable to leave us home alone, and they didn't trust us home alone with you. We would have to have a babysitter.
I do remember that. We had babysitters until I was like in
You were
6th
so terrible that there had to be a fucking hired supervisor for you
remember
to be alone with your sisters.
Nicole?
Yeah.
She was like probably only a couple years older than you, isn't
Yeah.
she?
No, she's like 4 or 5.
Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure. I just
She's the oldest in that family. Joe is the youngest, and he's my age.
yeah.
She was probably like 6 or 7 years older.
I wouldn't
Maybe
say that
more.
much. I
Joe
don't know.
is like the 4th kid they had.
Their family confuses me.
Yeah, it's okay. Confused. Anyway, I remember being very antagonistic towards both of them, probably more so just you.
Yeah.
I was antagonistic toward Mare, but when I was younger, she didn't give the same reaction that you did, so it wasn't as fun.
You would pound on my door for maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, because it was funny.
Just going like up and down the door.
Yeah, just
Yeah. That pissed me
I
off.
do.
It's literally just pestering. That's it. That's all I did.
Oh my god.
I don't think
It
we
might
ever
be-
got
it
in,
might be
like,
a good
fist fights
thing.
or anything.
It might be a good thing for my siblings that we were never raised together, because I do have like a natural inclination. There are a couple stories that I was around my siblings and I was like naturally predisposed by nature to want to fuck with them in silly ways. So I'm like, it's probably good that they were not raised alongside me,
I'm pretty
or
sure
they would
that's
have
like a
hated me.
natural thing, though. You're born to fuck with whatever siblings you were given.
Like I stayed with so how my sibling dynamic works is I only have half siblings. I have 3 on my father's side. I have 1 on my mother's side. The one on my mother's side stayed with her father when we moved from Massachusetts. And the ones on my dad's side, he had before I was even in the picture, and like I didn't meet them until like adulthood, or like right before adulthood. And I went to go meet them, and I stayed at their house for a week around Christmas time. And I immediately was like, I was in my brother's room, and immediately like I find out that my brother hates children. And immediately my niece is over. I'm like, let's go see what Uncle Davey's doing in his room. Just fuck with him.
Yeah, I think all kids are supposed to fuck with their siblings. I've never met a family where the siblings were like best friends. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but
No, definitely not. Definitely
because
not.
I mean, like, you and I are fine now. They're still pestering, but it's nothing as bad as we were when we were kids. We were terrible. I was terrible.
You used to
Usually
say
sibling relationships.
I was gonna say you used to say that like you would say like mom and dad told me that they regret they adopted you, and I would say you would be like they adopted me. No, I would say that they adopted you first and thought you were a mistake, and then they adopted another.
Dud. Let's try another one.
I can't confirm or deny that one.
We would get into it. I
We
remember
would. We were nasty as kids.
We were. I was so bad.
We were both bad.
I don't know if it was you. It was just me. Like, I know with our younger sister, I would set up things in the basement to look like she hit me. I would give myself a bloody nose, and I would go crying to mom.
You did that with me too.
I did. I
Yeah.
gave myself a bloody nose with you.
Yes.
Oh.
You would also literally just
Oh
go
my God.
start crying and then run upstairs and tell them that I hit you, or like I did something, and then they would come and punish me for it.
Well, usually I had to have proof, so that's where the whole bloody nose thing came in.
No, with me, I was the trial run. I don't know. Maybe you did get bloody noses, but like you definitely did not have that much proof sometimes.
Maybe there was enough like
I stayed.
There's enough like avid denial from you that they started getting suspicious. Like Alex is completely unwilling to own up to these 15 times that he that he hit his sister. Maybe there's something weird going on here. Are you sure that he hit you? Can you prove it in some way?
But I was not the only one that would pester. I was not the only one that would pester my siblings.
What did I do?
You would consistently steal the shit out of my fucking video games
What?
all the time. So we had this like little like riding cart that looked like a fire truck for like children. We have video evidence from Christmas Day
I was like 5 years old.
that she would find my Game Boy games and she would hide them from me just for fun. So on one of our Christmas videos, like home movies that we had, there's me walking into the room saying, "Olivia, where's my Game Boy games?"
Yeah.
Bro,
That was like
I'd
a daily occurrence.
I'd be in like tried as an adult federal prison for life, bro. That's fucked up. There would have to be vengeance in that situation.
I was just a baby.
I think it got worse when we both got DSs.
Yeah.
Where I'm pretty sure it would just be because all the games would be together.
Yeah.
And at some point, I was like, we have to split them up. And it wasn't as smart as I sound now. It was literally, I just went through your games and took all the ones that were mine.
Well,
And then you would just go and take a whole bunch randomly for no reason.
I definitely had issues because I stole like DS games from people who weren't even in our family.
When did you do that?
Down, like Brittany and Logan.
Oh, you took it from them?
I took a
Fucking
few.
like devious licking your childhood friends' DS games. Fucking.
I wasn't even close with them, but I just stole them. And then I went to a girl's birthday party and stole a bunch of her Christmas gifts. Or birthday gifts.
I didn't know about this.
No. I
What
was
the
bad.
fuck? You did what?
They were like little things. They weren't like big gifts, but they were called like squinkies. And they were like little, I don't even know, like rubber animals. And I just would like fill my pockets with them.
Did mom ever catch on? Did you
No.
get in trouble?
No.
Did she ever question where this shit came from?
I think she did, but I think I pulled it off.
What'd you say?
I have no idea.
We learn something new every day. That's great.
Bad. But you stole a keychain from a store.
Oh my god, and mom called the place with me standing there and made me apologize.
Yeah. Yeah. You were like, oops, I forgot it in my pocket.
Yeah, she didn't buy that at all.
No.
What other defense am I supposed to have? I got caught red-handed.
Yeah, you did.
Like fucking Vito and his magic cards. You're just running around stealing little things from the store. They're being like, I didn't do that on purpose. Duh. Look at me.
Yeah, but if your mom catches you stealing something from a vacation that we went to, what, like a month or two ago? From when I got caught, the Niagara Falls thing. It was like a month or two after, and I got caught. What else am I supposed to say? Because I'm a child with no income at all, no job, no nothing.
Internet? You gotta do the Fairly Odd Parents bit. Internet?
We got orders from Down on High that dinner is soon. So,
Okay.
do you have anything else that you would like to ask before we hop off?
If you had to rate Alex's sibling out of 10, what score would you give?
You as a sibling?
What would you rate me as a sibling?
This is the sibling review. What do you rate Alex out of 10?
Well, when I was younger, I would say a 2. You would sit and watch me get bullied, and you would laugh about it.
Wow.
I got bullied on the bus really bad by one of Alex's friends. And
Friends. It was a bus friend.
It was a best friend.
It was a
a
bus
joke.
friend, not school.
Yeah, you know bus friends.
Well, that kid
Jason
got
was a bus friend.
expelled
That's how
from
I met
school.
Jason.
Josh.
Yeah, he got
Yeah, I
expelled
know exactly
from
who
our
you're talking
private
about.
school at like 4th grade.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
But I would say now, probably a 9.
We definitely bonded over shared trauma from parents.
100%.
Yeah.
Shared mental
Yeah, I
health
started to say earlier.
problems.
That seems to almost be a trend in sibling relationships that I've noticed with siblings that I've either observed in passing or known in real life, where the ones who really don't get along as kids end up getting along really well as adults.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But what about you and Mare? Are you guys close?
We're a
Our
lot
youngest?
closer than we were like a few years ago.
But I still feel like you guys aren't that close.
No, we're not. We don't really do anything. I'm sure you guys have done stuff with each other,
Yeah.
but like her and I very rarely do things together outside of like the one thing that like we play Monopoly together. That's about it. But like
Yeah.
anytime she's home, she always
That's a
wants to play,
toxic
like-
relationship.
But like we'll play other board games and stuff, and that's like our thing is like board games.
But here's the thing: you guys both live in Cleveland. I probably shouldn't say that. Do I know?
I've said Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, they both live in Cleveland.
I actively root for the Cleveland Browns on here, so it's fine.
That's true.
It's fine.
That's true.
And I am proud to be. Okay, I'll stop.
And I mean, I forget where I was going with that, but I just feel like
Hang out with your sister. Be nice to your sister, Alex.
yeah,
We're gonna go
mean-
out with her at some point.
yeah, probably when she's not in season.
Yeah.
She's not allowed to drink before practices or games.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So that only leaves 1 day a week.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. But I mean, we all get along. I mean, there's still a little bit of pestering, but like it's nothing to the point where we'll get into like arguments anymore. Like
Yeah.
we don't get into arguments anymore
Yeah.
or anything. So all right, I think we're at a point where we
Aw.
can wrap up. It was a good episode 100.
Yeah, good episode. Thanks for being along for the ride, everybody. 100 episodes. Here's to 100 more.
It'll take us a couple of years to get there.
Next episode, Gary,
No, next episode is Brad.
Brad, and Gary.
No, because we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about Pokemon. Dad's gonna just sit there and look confused,
Yeah.
or sit on TikTok.
Actually, me and Alex aren't going to be on the podcast next week. We're just going to have Brad talk to Alex's dad.
Have him explain the lore of Pokemon.
No. You don't know modern Brad. Have him explain economics. They're just gonna talk about fucking economics
Gary
the
would
whole time. That's
love
what Brad
that.
does.
Oh my
now.
god, that's the okay. I'm gonna save that for next week. I actively will bring politics news to my dad every Sunday. Every single Sunday, just because it's funny. No, it's fine.
I thought you
I-
said
I
don't
did-
touch the top.
Yeah, I unplugged the thing from the computer. It's not plugged into this, so it's
Okay.
fine. This don't work at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the XLR cable instead of the USB.
How fascinating.
Yeah, it's a lot of terms you don't understand. Anyway, if we've got nothing else and we're also hungry and haven't eaten dinner yet, let's wrap it up. Thank you everybody so much for listening to 100 episodes of Detour Ahead. 100 episodes of Alex and Riely, 100 episodes of a bunch of different shit that we've talked about.
Well, 98 episodes of Alex and Riley. There's also a Riley and Crow and an Alex and Gingy in there.
Well, you're at 98 and a half because there's an Alex and Gingy episode where you hop in halfway.
Oh yeah, I showed up for a little while in that one.
Yeah.
So you're the only one to miss a full episode. Look at that.
No, you missed a full episode.
Did I?
Yes.
Then what? When was that? What episode was
The
that?
second Alex and Gingy episode.
Oh, there's 2.
Yes, there's
Oh
2.
yeah. I forgot there was 2.
Anyway, here's to 100 more. Do you have anything else,
folks? Nope. Just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Keep listening to our silly little podcast that we waste our lives doing every week, and have a great time, folks.
What are your plugs, real quick?
linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe. That's RIELY Cinematic Universe. All sorts of podcasts and YouTube channels and silly shit like that. Check it out. And they're saying more secrets, chat.
Olivia's got nothing else to. She has nothing she wants to plug. linktr.ee/COLOCHU. You can find us on the YouTube channel if you haven't already been listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Thanks everybody for 100 episodes. Here's to
Yay.
100 more. We will see you guys next Wednesday.
Goodbye.